Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, still mourning David Lynch. Now, I loved David Lynch, but I have a love-hate relationship with him for several reasons. He inspired me, but he also made me realise that the filmmaker I wanted to be was never going to be able to work in Hollywood, so I gave up on working in the industry years ago because there was only one David Lynch, and he was given like a I don't know, they let him have like a little table in the corner and sort of work in Hollywood, but he never really got to be mainstream or anything. Like, it's really hard to sort of assess his career because he had a long career, and he was important to the industry and important to the art, but, you know, he sort of, they let him sort of have his own little lane and stay in it, and I had no interest in that, so I gave up. So I sort of loved him for inspiring me, but resented him for showing that there actually is nowhere to go with that. So there's that. And then also Twin Peaks. I loved Twin Peaks season 1 and 2, and there was big talk about them doing a third season. Everyone got excited. Then there were rumours that Lynch had walked because they were reining him in too much, and he wanted complete creative freedom or he wouldn't do it. And normally that's something that a studio or streaming service wouldn't give to anyone, but for Lynch, they gave it to him. He came back, he had full creative control, he did whatever he wanted. He expanded it from like 10 episodes to 18 and just did whatever he wanted. They just left him to do his own thing. And I think that was Mark Frost's revenge in some way, because Mark Frost, Twin Peaks was only that brilliant because Mark Frost and David Lynch worked together and found a balance between the extreme sort of David Lynchness of it all and actual, you know, television and the medium and what people would expect or wanted or you know, what would be popular, what would work. And it was that combination that worked. And everyone gave Lynch the credit. And I think Mr. Frost was basically like resenting that. And he said, okay, give him all the credit, let him go, and we'll just see what happens. And, you know, we got this mess. The Return is a mess. It is not a TV series. It's not Twin Peaks season 3. It is a David Lynch film in 18 parts. You know, sort of vaguely set around the area of Twin Peaks with some of the characters from Twin Peaks in it. That's basically what it is. And I felt a huge betrayal from that. And as much as I loved Twin Peaks and loved David Lynch, I'm not the hugest fan of his films on one level. I respect them and I think they're brilliant. And the balls that he had to do these films and keep working, and the fact he kept working in the industry even though his films made no money and had no commercial value, because most people don't want to expand their minds or look at anything that's going to challenge them. They want conventional narratives and so forth, and you know that's what Hollywood wants. So the fact he was able to have a career for this long in the industry, considering how much they just care about repeating the same formula and doing what people expect, and is amazing in and of itself. But yeah, I really resented the fact that you know, we were sold Twin Peaks season 3 and we got a David Lynch film, because I like David Lynch films, but I like them out of curiosity, but I usually don't enjoy them. Like, I have seen most of his films. I don't think I've watched any of them twice outside of Twin Peaks, because I saw them, it was interesting. I didn't enjoy them though, because what I found to be really unfair to the audience is sometimes, I won't say all the time, but sometimes he just makes shit up. There's this idea there's a mystery, there's something to explore, that if you keep looking, if you can work out the secret, the clues, you'll find something will be revealed, you'll discover something. And like, no, he just, for the most part, makes shit up just so people will get lost in it. Because some people love that, and they will imagine all these things that aren't there. And you see those people doing these reviews about, oh, this is what Lynch meant, and this is what Twin Peaks is, and none of it's true. They just made it all up in their head. And while it's sort of amazing that he sent all these people on all these glorious goose chases all around, you know, cinema, that's what they are. Like, some of his stuff has some actual depth. There is actually something there to explore and find and uncover. But for the most part, it's just intuition. Like, this feels interesting. What will people think of that? I'll just put it out there and then see what they make of it. And then people will go to that thinking that there's something there, that there's an intention behind it, there's a structure, there's a story, there's something to uncover, and there isn't. I worked that out after a while with Lynch, and then I was like, oh, okay. I find that insulting and condescending, and I'm not playing that game. I'm not going to go down some rabbit trap if there's no rabbit at the end, at the end of that, rabbit hole. So, sorry. There's a film that directly refers to, actually, if you haven't seen it. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. I just wanted to comment on Lynch and some of my criticisms, because I don't want one of these people who all of a sudden is like, oh, he's the greatest thing ever, never did anything wrong because he's dead. No, he bothered me in life. He's still going to bother me in the afterlife when I look back at his films. And I am about to watch his films, the ones I own, because I do want to give them a second viewing, or a third viewing in some cases. That's all I've seen them. Saw them in film school. Saw them in my own time, and that was it. But yeah.